Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Project Highrise. And I think I just had my first tenant that actually affected my prestige on leaving move out. I have no idea why they moved out, but I think it was my Italian restaurant. But the good thing, or the good news from that, is the fact that I shouldn't have the noise and smell issues with that tenant anymore. And I only really even put them in there because I needed another gourmet restaurant to fulfill a contract. Well, that contract is gone. So, honestly, I guess I don't really care. So in any case, before that happened, and I think I have to wait for my workers to clear this area out, I was considering putting in a small one-bedroom apartment to see if that helped at all with the luxury apartment requirement for the two-bedroom apartments. And I think actually one would fit in here nicely. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't know how long this lasts, if it's just permanent. That's kind of crummy if it's permanent. Especially as I didn't even notice that they were upset about something. But go ahead and see. One bedroom apartment. I think I'll be able to fit one here and one here. But my math might be wrong on that. That's a little off. Okay, well that tells us for the future what we can expect. I guess I'll fit a studio apartment in anyway, so we get the space used. Okay, so luxury one-bedroom apartment we can do, and we need electricity, all the same things. We don't need any other services as far as I can tell, so we should be good. And then we need a luxury studio apartment, and hopefully these will help us go along. Okay, so we've got electricity in both of those areas that we just set up. No phone. I'm assuming water and gas. No cable. Water and gas. Okay, so we're good as far as the rest of the utilities go. And once these guys are in, I can always just... Oh, there we go. Two-bedroom luxury apartment. It could have been waiting for tenants to actually show up in those luxury things. I really honestly don't know. Here we're still waiting though, so the first thing we're going to need to check is, does the small two-bedroom apartment count? Hopefully it does. We do need one service though we don't currently have, which is dog walking services. So I'm going to go ahead and install it and give it all its utilities for now. I'll go ahead and play it on slow. So electricity, phone, cable, water, and finally gas. Okay, now we need dog walking services. So dog walking services should be in here somewhere. Dog walking services, which needs electricity, water, and phone. So I'll just go ahead and stick that there. And get its utilities. So we've got electricity, water, and phone. Alright, so that should be everything they need. Go ahead and speed that on up. There we go. That counted as one. So I do know for the future that I only need to do the small one-bedroom apartments, not the larger one. But that was just a test. I also wanted to see what the requirements were for the two. Alright, so now that I have that done, might as well just put as many of these in as possible. So I am on one. There we go. And trash and all that is already in. We need luxury, luxury, luxury. And I might as well have time play while I get the utilities across. And we just need 8 of these. Theoretically, less if the large two-bedroom apartment counts, which I would hope should. And then we already have a bunch of luxury loft apartments, so if there is a requirement for that, then it should be easy to meet. I think I got all the utilities in there. And you guys are ready to go, so you need daycare services and personal training services. So let's go ahead and get that. So daycare. Daycare. And what was the other thing? Personal trainer. I'm going to grab the personal trainer. Ah, I was hoping it would fit. All right, let's see about the daycare. That probably won't fit either. Okay. I would imagine a daycare center is noisy, but I'm curious if it really even counts as that. So, what do you need? Daycare service needs... Okay, that. And then dog sitting needs that. I'm going to separate this by a floor just in case it is noisy. We've got that. And then we need... What was the other thing? Ah, crap. I think it was dog sitting services. I'm just going to have to go off of that. I meant to check on its... what it wanted, not click on it. Oh, well. So it was dog sitting. Wait, which one did I click on? Daycare? No. It was something else. It was... Personal training service is what it was. Okay, I know they both need electricity. I forget what the other utilities they needed. I think it was electricity, phone, and then one needed water and the other one needed cable. So water... I think this one just needed cable. I could be wrong on what I chose there, but I think that's correct. Okay. Well, in any case, let's just go ahead and go with these ones here. Because they're... Oh, no, crap! Let's see if I was right. Do these guys have noise? They do. Okay, well, as long as I stay away from the daycare center, I'll be okay. I meant to put offices in here. Because I wanted to get my population up. Grab an office. I can't get one that's quite gonna fit the space. Probably small offices is the best way to go with this. Okay, so we're going to do... Matter of fact, where am I at? 4 of 8? Okay. We're going to do... Luxury. Luxury. Creative offices. I think tend to give me the most money. Oh, this legal office is pretty good. Take that. And then... another creative office. And then we'll grab the utilities. Go ahead, have time, go. At this point in the game, I'm making so much money. There's not really much in the way of difficulties. Financially, anyway. And as long as I don't overdo any of the utilities that I have, I should be fine. Matter of fact, let's just double check that. 48%, 74%, 72%, and gas, 56%, water, 64%. So it was, what is this? The handyman is being overworked, and the copy center is being overworked. Oh, we could get more of those, though. So copy services, was it? I'll fit that there. And then other thing was a handyman, which I'm going to assume is under this. There you go. And power and cable is running a little low. So I'm going to grab cable here. I'm going to use one of these. Fit in there nicely. And then power, I'm going to get one of the big ones. Stick that in right in this space. There we go. Then there was another service that was above 60% water. I'll go ahead and we have a 2-space here. Get a little one of these little tiny water ones. There you go. Now the question I have though, that's not hooked up, right? Matter of fact, neither is that. My bad. So don't I have to do that? And then this shouldn't be hooked up. There we go. Now it's hooked up. Matter of fact, I don't have the utility things down here. I need that. Utility closets down here. Put the wiring closet there. We'll put the water closet over here. And I'm going to assume that some of these things that I put down here need a little bit of electricity. So I don't know if there's other utilities I have that aren't connected properly. Yeah, over here, this one's not connected. And then neither of those are connected. There, I think they're connected properly now. I think we're good here. Water, we're good, except for this isn't hooked up. There we go. Gas. I mean, this isn't hooked up here. As long as the thing's giving me those. Alright, well, that's something I didn't really notice when I was building it, but I think we figured out. Okay, so we need 2 more luxury apartments. Can't fit that there, so let's grab a small office. Because you need to fill out these spaces. I should take care of that. And small 2-bedroom. Again, I want to stay away from the daycare center. But that should be fine, and that should get our requirement. So we'll do luxury, luxury, and then I already have trash services on the floor, so I just need to hook up all the utilities. Water. And finally, gas. All right. Not quite at the office worker requirement. How's the rest of our population? Apartments, we're at 130, so we need to get to 150. All right, so that was that requirement. Let's see what we got for living large. So this is luxury, large luxury 2-bedroom apartments, which already have one. All right, but we have to do this contract first, which means that we're going to have to build more apartments. But some of them have not yet been moved into, so that's also something to keep in mind. I mean, look at all those that haven't been moved into. And I'm going to go ahead and continue with the small... Well, I might be able to fit in a large office. Let's see. Not quite. I'm still... I'll fit a medium office in. Although medium offices care about noise. Crap. Oh well. Go ahead and take the financial office here. They should already have all their utilities hooked up. There we go. Small offices would have been the right call, though, I think. Well, I could go with the... Alright, so I almost have what I need. So, first things first, let me get my trash services in here. I'll go ahead and let time go slowly. So, trash and recycling over here. Then I'm going to grab a small office, because we're only one employee away from getting the one requirement done. I'm going to grab a legal office, and we'll take this guy here. And then, utility-wise, we just need electricity and phone. And that should be that. And I figure we might as well work on the large 2-bedroom luxury apartments anyway, because we know we're going to need them. So, go ahead and do that. And we need utilities. But I almost have the last contract, last couple contracts fulfilled. At least as far as I can tell. Which I guess means we more or less beat the game. Because after that, it's pretty much just build whatever you want to build to your heart's desire. And I think the contracts are the main kind of objective thing that you need to go through. And there might be something with loft apartments that are luxury, but all of the loft apartments that I built initially were luxury. So that might be just an automatic success there. Guess we might as well speed things up. All right, there goes that. All right, so we do have, I guess, another contract here for 300 office workers. Which I guess I'll take because there's no reason not to. That's going to take a lot of doing. Getting that many office workers. Because we just now got 150. I mean, we're at 151, but... I mean, there's a ton of offices in this building. Also, I now have the influence probably high enough to... Oh, wow. No, actually, I can't afford much of anything. They really do ramp up that cost. And again, I don't know if this move-out thing is ever going to go away. That's a little harsh to me, that's permanent. If it is permanent, that's a little harsh. Especially when you've got a building this big and there's no way I could possibly see if somebody was unsatisfied and thinking about working, moving out, if they're like, way down here. I mean, this is as much as I can zoom out. I can zoom in. But this is as far as I can zoom out. And they don't really give you, oh, hey, somebody's unsatisfied if you're not looking at them thing. As far as I know. All right, well, in any case, let's go ahead and continue with the large 2-bedroom apartments so that we can get as many residences we need. And I also need to do the utilities, so I'm going to slow things down so I can do that. And I'm going to assume there's going to be also a contract to get 300 residents, which again, it's going to be tough. Because each of these apartments that I build, it's only giving me 2 residents. That means I've got to build, what, 75 more apartments to get that? That seems like a little bit much. But, I guess we've got more floors to go up, so. All right, I can't quite fit that in and get the trash services, so that's unfortunate. Losing my mind here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. And all of this would be a lot easier if it wasn't for the fact that the building mechanic is so tedious. Because you got to run these lines, you got to go through all these tabs to do that. Oops, I drew a little bit too far. Okay. Now, in theory, I have enough apartments to get this to get completed, but people have to move in. Oh, I forgot to actually select that. There we go. So just a matter of somebody moving into some of these apartments I've already built. But I failed to see like what the challenge is at this point in the game. Like early on, it was challenging. It looks like we have another service that's getting overwhelmed. So we've got plumbing services and janitors. So plumbing services should be here. I'll go ahead and just stick them down here. I didn't pay attention to what services, what hookups they need. Just electricity. And then it was janitors, right? Janitorial services, just hook over there. And I didn't pay attention. They need electricity and water. So, electricity there. Electricity over here. And then water should be right next to the janitor. There we go. So, take care of that so we don't have any. There we go. Apartment dwellers taken care of. Now we get another contract. And I see 2 contracts. We've got 250 residents, so not quite as many as the office worker one. And then we've got the luxury 2-bedroom apartments, but the large 2-bedroom apartments. We'll sign that contract. Now, I'm hoping that these are the last of the contracts, 250 and 300. And even then, I'm not sure. Oh, they're duplexes. So not what I've been doing. Whoops. As a matter of fact, I don't know if I've done any duplexes. I like how the description said large 2-bedroom apartment, so that's what I've been building. All right, well, let's see how big these things are. Kind of hard to tell. I think they're about the size of a medium bedroom. Just 2 floors. So I should be able to fit 3 in. And I only need 4? Wow, that's not that hard to do. So the first question I have is, what are the requirements? There's only one type. That description is crap. It says luxury 2-bedroom apartment. This is first described as a duplex, and then second, there is no luxury choice. There's only one choice. Yeah, there's definitely things about this game that needed some improvement. It just, mostly in the feedback to the player so that they have a good understanding of what it is they're supposed to be doing at any given time. That really needs to improve. Also, I don't think I have trash services on this floor. And then we'll get trash services on this floor. And you know what? I'm just going to put another duplex right here, and then that should take care of that. There. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. All we need is the utilities now. Phone. It's also kind of the way you have to draw the lines that makes it a little bit more tedious, because you have to draw them off of the existing line. So if you already have your mouse pointer over here, you have to go all the way over here to draw the line. And then when you switch to another utility, you always have to click here, which adds a little bit more to the tedium. And then you have to come over to this point and come all the way back, come to this point. And then if I switch to gas, let's say I start over here. And I go here. Then I have to come back over here and then go that way. That, to me, I think that's my main complaint with this game, is I just feel like there's a lot of things. I would say my absolute biggest complaint, though, outside of the utilities, is the services. You see, okay, this apartment needs this long list of services. And then you have to go in, find it in here, and then you find that the service has requirements for utilities and stuff, and none of that is viewable once you've actually placed this thing. So now that I've placed this thing, I don't get any indication of the services this guy's looking for, any indication of what utilities this particular room needs, none of that. So the only indication I get is before I've actually selected what it is that I want. And once you've done that, you're pretty much screwed if you didn't jot all the notes down that you needed for that. Otherwise, you need to set up another duplex, for instance, if we were talking about here, to refer back to. That needs to really be improved, honestly, as far as I'm concerned with this game. And there we go with another contract completed. And then all we have left is maximize residence and white collar wonderland. And I honestly think that those are things that I could do, but I think it's going to take quite a while, obviously, as, you know, as we see here. These apartments are two to 3 residents apiece. Every single one of these I click on is 2 residents. We come over here. Well, not that, it takes forever for the residents to even move in, but these guys only have 1. Even these big loft apartments oftentimes only have 2 residents. Now, every once in a while... Wow, if that sound effect doesn't get... Yeah, see, this one only has 1. So I have this huge loft apartment. The main advantage to having this is giving me money. But now it's to the point where I'm making so much money that money doesn't matter. I don't care about money at all. I could probably build this building all the way up as high as I could make it and not really have to worry about money. As a matter of fact, this is the height limitation. This is where I am. So I could probably go all the way up here without running out of money. And even if I did run out of money, I could get loans and all that stuff. So as far as I'm concerned with enjoyment of the game, I think I'm pretty much done. And I also kind of question the replayability of this game because there's so many limitations on how you build. You can't really do any interesting builds. Like, for instance, before I even started this series, what I really wanted to do was build a building that was primarily underground and build most of my stuff down below. I do realize now that that's kind of not going to work with the way that the game works overall because of all the services and all the things that you have to get going. And the fact that you can only go down 10 floors before you run out of space. So there's only so much you could do with that kind of build, but that is an interesting build that you just can't do because there's so many restrictions on where the rooms in your building have to be. They have to be in very specific locations. They need to be above ground. They have to be at a certain floor up, you know, that kind of stuff. And most of the buildings, you know, offices, apartments, they cannot be below the ground floor. So that kind of idea is straight out. Now, you might say, oh, well, I would do maybe more of an interesting architectural build. Well, again, there's only so many things you can do with that. Let's try and do something interesting here. Let's say we want to do something where we've got like a dead space here, right? Is that even something it allows me to do? No. See, I can't build here. So you're not allowed to do any overhangs. Let's say I wanted to do like a twisty-turny thing. Doesn't let me do an overhang. So there's only really one shape you can do. It's this, you know, very rectangular up shape. And that's it. You can't do anything else. So as far as replayability goes for me, unless there's some kind of mod that comes in here or they do updates to the game, this is pretty much it. Every building I build is going to look exactly like this building and play exactly like this building. And the offices are all pretty much the same. The apartments are all pretty much the same. So outside of this initial playthrough, I don't really see a justification for playing this game again. If there was more interesting events that would happen or something once you got into this late stage of the game that would actually challenge the amount of money you have, maybe I could see, you know, continuing to play the game. But right now, I'm not really being challenged because the only limitation I have is money, and there's not much of a limitation as far as that goes. Early on, your money's very tight, and if you make even slight mistakes, you can put yourself in a financial hole that's hard to dig out of. But once you get to this state where you're just getting money that's just ridiculous, I mean, I'm getting rent revenue of over $108,000 a day, and my expenses are only $65,000 to $66,000 a day. So I'm getting $35,000 a day. That's not really, you know, a challenge, to be honest with you, to continue to go forward and what have you. The only real thing that you have to keep an eye on is really just tedious stuff. You have to keep making sure things are renovated. So you have to keep going over here and clicking on your maintenance office and telling them to renovate so often. That's not fun. That's tedious. That's just having to constantly click on this and just make sure things are getting renovated and things like that. Oh, yeah, the elevators can break down. Well, as long as you have enough elevators, it's not really a nuisance. And the fact that elevators break down on floors that aren't even being used is also kind of a little bit ludicrous to me. So it's just obviously very much a random event that happens. So anyway, that's kind of my feelings for the game. I really did enjoy it. I think it's got an initial good base that hopefully will be improved upon, but right now it's kind of limited in its scope. Maybe it should have been introduced as an early access game. Maybe it's a complete game as it is, but to me it's a complete game that's a little shallow if you look at it that way. If you think of it as being complete now, it's in my opinion a little bit on the shallow side. But in any case, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and the series. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.